Hello, my name is Adama Kane, and I'm a Senegalese telecom engineer. So I'm married and a father of two. And so I had the idea JokkoSanté in 2013 because my wife and I, so we experienced many miscarriages. And so we used to buy many medicines. But in 2013, so when things were going well, she was at 8 months of pregnancy, so we found out that this time things will be okay, and we were making our room so to make some space for the new baby, and then we found out that we had stored many medicines so in our room. And I told myself, so how can I be in Africa? So to have so many medicines, so many boxes, and knowing that outside people are dying, so without have even a pill. And then I told myself that I must find a solution, so to help people, poor people, so to get good medicines easily. And this is how JokkoSanté born.
At that time, you were actually working for a corporate, if I remember correctly, right? You had a job, you had a full-time job,
Yes.
And you said, okay, let me start JokkoSanté. And how did you do that? You know, with a baby on the way,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Working
yes.
full-time at a company. Yeah, how did you manage that?
Okay, so I must say that so I'm lucky because I was working so in Orange, and with very open-minded manager. So I told my idea to my boss, and so she told me that listen, so we're gonna push this idea, and she wrote an email to the big boss, to the CEO of Orange. And from that day, so Orange has helped me a lot, so to bring this idea into life. So helped me with seed funding, so to have the software, and also so to launch the pilot project. And so the idea was growing and the project was growing. And later, they helped me to leave also the company, because they have allowed me to live for 2 years and to try to push my idea. And that's just great.
Wow. I mean, that is really amazing. And I think it is also telling us a story about how powerful individuals and companies can make a difference for their communities, for their countries, if they, recognize this talent that they have and then think, okay, this person might make a big societal impact if we allow this person to. That is, yeah. So you found the right people.
Yeah. And I think that so it is so it was a win-win deal. So the big companies, they need the little entrepreneur, has the little entrepreneur need also the big companies, because so you can have your idea, but to bring it in life, so you will need many money, so a lobby and very difficult things to achieve. And when you have so by your side a big company, a big private company, so it is very helpful. And in the other side, I must say that now in Orange Senegal, so in the company, so there are now many call for project, meaning that from my experience, people now, they know that they have valuable people working there, and they are always asking people if they have no idea, so that to bring it into life and help people to achieve their dreams.
Wow, I think you've been even a change maker there, because I read that you were the first one to be an entrepreneur, basically at Orange. Wow. That's very amazing. But before we talk more about JokkoSanté and how you deliver this innovation, how you started, how did you get even to Orange? Because I read that you started from humble beginnings. You were working very early. Can you tell us a little bit about your your upbringing and the learnings on the way that have prepared you basically for the change-making journey now.
Yeah. I must say that I have an interesting life. So, yeah, because when I was very young, so I was in a rich family. Yes, I can say it, because when I was young, so I used to have what I want. So all gift, from my father, from people, and so. So I was really happy, and so when I reached 13 years old, so my parents so so they divorced it, and it was really a drama for me, because I was very young. I was what we say in Senegal, in so at the door of my life, and so I had to experience many changes as I was young, because we had to move from our house to the suburbs in Dakar. So I have to change my school, and I must say that I was a star in my school, because I was the best student. I used to be the first. I was a star, but I was obliged to quit and to live and to go somewhere else where no one knowed me, and I was obliged to struggle again and to restart my life, and it was really tough for me. And after that, so I was working at school, but also I was trying to have some little jobs, so to help my mother, to be a tailor, so to go to help with fishermen, on the shores, so you have to and try to have some fish, so to sell it and bring it at home, and many other little jobs. So I was obliged to do, and even when I was a student after in Dakar, so the university, so I was providing some foods. I don't know how to say it. So some fish or some to the big restaurants in the university, and I was doing for my mother, because she was selling it, and I was trying to put her in contact with those restaurants, and I believe that so it was not so sad as so people can think it. I think that so I was so lucky so to have experienced all these so problems. Maybe so for me now, as I see it now, it was opportunities, because I learned many things about people. So how people can change. So when you are in this side or on the other side, and also so it helped me so to have what we call so the resilience. I think that as I'm speaking now, so if I want, I can stop a project, but no one can stop me. If I want something, no one can stop me. So I'm sure of that. So all these events in my previous life so has prepared me so to be the man I am today.
Wow, that's powerful. Yeah. And I love how in hindsight, how your mind is turning every problem, every challenge into, oh, that was an opportunity. That was always learning. I hear this from so many change makers, entrepreneurs. No, this was learning opportunities for me, and thank God that they were available. Yeah. I also read about you built an app. While you were working on the site, you built an app, and in the end, a ministry took that over. It was to save fishing grounds, right?
Yeah. So it was in 2011. So I launched a web app and a mobile app. Sorry, to manage the fisheries, because as you know, Senegal. So we lose 115 billion francs every year because of fishery frauds. Because there are many the boats that are coming in our waters, but they do not have permits. It's totally illegal. And also we have also local fishers that are doing illegal activities. Maybe we don't have the time, but I know also a lot about fisheries because I have read many books and articles about it. So when I was launching this idea, and even if you have a permit, so a permit is linked to a period and an area. So meaning that even the local fishers, even if they have a permit, sometimes they don't have the right to fish one kind of fish at this time, but they do it because they want money, because there are many boats waiting for them in the sea, and if they have the fish, they will go there and sell it to them. And I was really concerned about it because I know that as fish is being now rare in our waters, so those fishermen, they are trying to go to now Europe. When you see the illegal migration, so it is initially from those fishermen because they don't have enough fish, and so they are going far and far. And someone has told me that. So it is a story. I don't know if it is right or not, but someone has told me that. So they were going so far in Mauritania and after Las Palmas, but it was to find fish. And then they saw Melilla, and they said that now we are in Europe, so let's go there. And I don't know if you understand, but that's what people are saying about so the illegal immigration. That it's saying that people, so their first intention was not to go to Europe. They was looking for fish, and they came, and they saw that they are now in Europe, and then they left their boat and ran away. And I believe in this story because for me, because I know that so some fishermen were going to Mauritania and so very far in the sea, just to find some fish, And so I was really concerned about this, and I told myself that maybe, so if you can find an app, because I also know that in Senegal people told the authorities they are trying to manage. So with the army, they have some military boats, and they are trying to manage, but they cannot do it because so you can supervise, so you can have a control of all the territory. Meaning that if they want to do it efficiently, maybe they will need an app, so to supervise. And that was the purpose of this application. So we developed it here also, and so later, so the ministry they bought it. It was not very expensive because for me it was just a pilot project just to try, and they use it I think for 1 year or 2 years. But later I think that they have stopped using it because of many things that I cannot say maybe. Yeah, because so the app was bringing clear transparency, and people sometimes they don't want it.
Okay, so you were building the app on the side while you were working. Then you started JokkoSanté out of Orange with the support of the management there. And then how does JokkoSanté? How did you launch it? What was the first test? How did you think to start it? Because now you have this idea, you have the support of management, some seed funding, but then when was the first time that you thought, okay, it's working?
Yeah, so I will never forget this day because it was so in February 2015, so the 24th. So we launched it so in Passy, so it is a village, so 200 kilometers far from here. Maybe when you will be on your way, you'll pass by Passy. I don't know. But so it is so so with very poor people and so we launched it in there, and so with the support of the local authorities, so the medical center and also Orange, because Orange so they bring so boxes of medicine and funding also. from the employees, from my, because I, first of all, I had the support of the management, but later I had the support of all my colleagues. So there are 2,000 people, and they bring medicines, and they bring cash money. And with all this, so we went to Passy, so to launch the project. Yeah, that's how it came.
I understand now because JokkoSanté is basically, it's like a platform. It's a two-sided market. You need the supply of the medicine, and then you have the people that are demanding need the medicine. So in the beginning, you solved it basically by one big partner, Orange, and Orange colleagues, employees. And you said, hey, we have this project, Orange is supporting this. Do you have medicine at home like I used to have that can go to this village? All right. So you brought all these medicines to the village, then, and you engaged the local authorities.
Yes.
And then what happened next? How did the people respond?
Wow, it was amazing. So before we launched, so 1 week ago, so I sent my teams. So for the because people have to be members and also to train so the medical doctors so how to use the app, and the pharmacists how to use the app. And it was very so a warm welcome. And the day we launched the app, so we had 200 members, people, so the register. And I think that in 6 months, so we had 1,200 people using the app. And the main so outcome I was very proud of, and even the mayor so was very proud of it. So Passy, so it is a village near to so the frontier of Gambia, meaning that there are many black market on the drug medicines. There are many so black market, and 1 year later. So the mayor so did an official statement. You can even see the video online on YouTube. They're saying that now there are no longer black market in Passy. So people have stopped to selling so in the black market because so the medicines were given free to people. It was funded by Orange, and also so all the new partners that came later. Yeah, that is really so for me the main achievement. It was really yeah.
And just to point that out, I mean, it's a huge safety issue if people don't know where medicine is coming from, if it is actually if it really is what it says it is on the packaging, and you solve this problem, because from what I understand, you always demand proof of purchase when people donate the medicine, right?
Okay, yeah, that's it. And so, but it was not just the only problem we solved, because medicine trafficking. So there are many problems. So the first is just what you said. So people can put fake medicines so in an original box, but also people can sell expired medicines. You see, or there is also another big problem. So the medicine given free by the NGOs can be sold to people.
Okay, so that it's like a way of corruption that it's being resold.
And this is a very big problem because as you know, there are many foundations, so health programs, so NGO, private companies that are sending many boxes of medicine here, but so we know that a big part of it is sold and not given free to people. And now, because our platform has evolved, and now so our main activities is to say to all those NGOs that instead of buying boxes of medicine and send it with all the problems of so transport and logistics. So just buy the points online on our platform, and you will pay less, and you will be sure that the people you are trying to help will be helped, and you can monitor it online because you have your own account and you can see how people are using your funding and so.
Okay, so you make it completely trackable,
Yeah, we make
traceable.
completely trackable, and also another big problem. So we can solve is that the local pharmacists will benefit from it, because when you bring free medicines in a remote area, don't forget that there is a local pharmacist, and so the local pharmacists, they want to make profit, they want to sell their medicines. So if you bring free medicines, so this guy will be negatively impacted. But if you just bring the points, and people will use those points to buy medicines in the local pharmacy, so the guy will benefit from it, and you have good medicines. So in the official pharmacies, and you see.
Okay, can you explain to me the point system again? How does it exactly work? If I, as someone that needs medicine but I cannot afford it, maybe, how do I use the JokkoSanté app exactly?
Okay, so an NGO or a private company or a health program want to help people, or want to give medicines to people, so they can buy points online on our platform. Meaning that they can set a target of population. They say so this area. So this kind of people, this gender, male or female or both of them, and then buy the points. In that, I can give you an example. So NGO can buy about for 10 million points. So 1 point equals 1 franc CFA. So they can buy 10 million points and then set a target population. So and when you are in the target population and you have a prescription, so when you go to the medical center or in the pharmacy, so the app will find out that you are in the target, and then so your prescription will be paid with those points. Do you understand?
Yes.
And then you'll have your medicine for free, and then the NGO will find that I have helped these people with medicine, and also there are many other things that people can do after. So with the big data, so they can now measure their impact, because as I'm speaking, they cannot do it, because if they want to know what is the impact, they have to send people on the ground, and so the data are not very accurate. As in our application, they can monitor a real-time basis, and they can see how many men, how many women, how many children, how many boys, and they can really do I don't know, data mining, and understand what is the real impact.
And it also makes them much more accountable towards their donors again, of where the money went. It's much cheaper for them to track it.
It is much cheaper.
Yeah.
It is much cheaper to send the medicines, because I don't know if you know officially. So the NGO, they spend at least 45% of the budget in the logistics. As with JokkoSanté, they only pay 5%. You see, so it is a big difference. And JokkoSanté offers many functions that they can monitor, they can stop, they can modify the targets. There are many options, and people can do it from their office. As I'm speaking, we have For example, a French foundation, Pierre Fabre, so they are funding medicine for the albinos here in Dakar, but they do it from their office in France, and they can monitor, they can do whatever they want, they can stop, they can modify, they can see. So it is really a new way of delivering medicines.
You basically transform the game of how NGOs or even individuals can donate medicine to people that need it. And just to point out the impact that this is having, there is medical cost, the cost for medicine is the majority of the spending on healthcare costs for individuals, and often has a crippling effect on families and their finance if they need something and someone falls ill and they need access to this medicine.
That's you're right. Yeah.
So I just wanted to check if I understand how the whole point and the system, how it works. So what happens is we have an NGO or a big company that wants to help a certain demographic. So they give, for example, 10 million points, which becomes 10 million CFA, right? Then we have the pharmacies that also get on the app and say that these are the medicines that we have in stock. And then we have the, for example, if I am sick, I will get on the JokkoSanté app and say that, and put in some information, and then I'll be able to find out where to get the medicine?
No. So when you are sick, so you are going to the medical center, because so we want people to go to the medical center, because this is very important. Because you know, so when we are talking about black market, so it is so used by people that are not going to the medical center. So we want to be certain that people are really sick. So that's why, so we partner with medical center and partner with the pharmacists. Meaning that if you are a member of JokkoSanté, so the first step is that, so if you are ill, so you go to the medical center, and then they will check you, and they will make a prescription. But they will make the prescription on the paper and also in the app. And after they tell you, now you can go to the pharmacy. And the JokkoSanté member, so when he goes to the pharmacy, so he even don't need the paper, because the prescription is in the app, so by the medical doctor. And then so you go to the pharmacy only with a mobile phone and telling them that I'm a JokkoSanté member and I have a prescription. And then so the pharmacist enter in the app and find the prescription, and if this member is in the target of an NGO or a private company, so he can get his medicines for free, because it is paid by the NGO.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now it's very clear to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Something else that I had read about is that there's a way for family members, for example, in Diaspora, can help other people. So could you speak a little bit about that?
Thank you for talking about that, because it is also very important. As you know, so the Diaspora, so they are sending more money than the official aid. I don't know if you know about this, because they are sending many money, too much money, so here there are certain things that I don't want to say, from the camera, but it is true. People, so the women, so they are going to kill me. So when they need money, so they just call their husband abroad and saying that, so I am ill, or the children are ill, please send money urgently because we need it. And it is not true. So it is just to go to a party or to go to, I don't know, something like that. And in the medical center, so you have many stories that, so the immigrant is telling her, so his wife, I want to talk to the medical doctor because I want to be sure that, so the boy is really ill. before I send the money. So we have to tell other people, don't stress now, don't send money, because if you send money, so you will pay, about 8% of fees. So I don't want to, stay so with operator. Just go to JokkoSanté app with a PayPal or a credit card, so you can buy JokkoSanté points online from Europe or from the US. So it's up to you, and then you only send the points. And as those points are only available in the pharmacies, so now you will know that. So your money will be used for for medicines, and not for classes or I don't know, jewelries. I don't know. So do you understand?
Yes, I totally understand.
And
Wonderful.
that is for us. So it is a very important mechanism. So unfortunately, so it is not very developed, because we need to have marketing abroad. So to try to I tried in 2016 and 17. So to get in touch with the Association of Immigrants in France, but I don't know why. So I didn't have the chance to meet the right people. But so if we have enough money to do advertising, so in the French or in the European TV channel, I think that it will be very impactful.
It's a very systemic change that you are undertaking. It's not just, you're not just addressing a symptom, you're actually changing some of the root causes and issues. And I think this is very important for change makers. Oftentimes we go out and we think we understand the problem and we want to implement a solution, but really we might even make the problem worse if we have not fully understood the solution and or what the problem, if we have not fully understood the problem. And it seems to me that you have really dug deep and understood all the different mechanisms, because the issue is not so simple. It is quite complex, and it involves psychology of people and all this. Right. Now, what I would be very interested in, in order for this to roll out, you need so many partners. You need the NGOs to understand it. You need the health centers to get on board and use the app. You need the pharmacists. It's a complex project, and yet to manage to do that. How do you get all these partners on board? How did you convince them?
Okay, so this is a very good question. So first of all, I was lucky because I have many friends that are medical doctors and pharmacists, and they helped me to build the project and to formalize it and so. But to have the big partners we had now, I think that we were participating in challenges was very helpful. So I think that we were very lucky to win many prizes just a few months after we started, because as I told you, we started on the ground on February 2015, and in October we won our first prize in Morocco, and 1 week later at the ITU, which is an official organization from the UN, and from that, and the year later, in 2016, we also won the health prize in France, the big prize, the grand prize in France, and what I must say is that now, those organizations are getting in touch with us to partner with. So after all those prize win, and we did not make too many efforts to get big companies like Microsoft, like Orange, because so I started with Orange Senegal, but now I even have Orange France. Yeah, so the big Orange so with us, and so we had also Pierre Fabre, which is a big pharma company in France, and we had also Boehringer Ingelheim. So thanks to Ashoka, and so this was the first step. And now from 2017, so I think that Ashoka has helped us a lot, because as you know, so when I was elected officially Ashoka Fellow in February 2017, so it was I don't know, a kind of this is not a simple startup, because they are also trying to have a social impact, and people must help them, and so so really, so it was really helpful. And the link with Boehringer Ingelheim. So Boehringer Ingelheim is a big pharma company. So they are based in Germany and in the US, and the link was made by Ashoka also, and so they help us a lot with cash money, with lobby, with many things. Yeah.
No, I think there is a lot of gold and value in what you're sharing, also for other change makers, because just to practice building partnerships and to understand you cannot do it all alone, but if you win the right people onto your side, then it is as if you had resources that are actually worth billions of dollars, and you don't have to have them yourself. But once you get people on site and understanding your vision, and they are finding a way to leverage their resources, then many things can happen. I think that's very powerful.
For me, so what I used to say to young people when they come see me, because when you try to launch a startup, so to launch something, so you are just thinking about money. Yeah, I have this idea, but I don't have the money, and I love to share my story. Because I tell people, so I had an idea. So I had my laptop and a PowerPoint presentation, and I went to see my boss with that. And now this is JokkoSanté. I try to tell to young people that. So what is the most important? So if to have the idea. So it is to have the good idea. And if you have the good idea, and if you have also the will, so money will come, so the partner will come. Everyone will come to see you, to try to understand what you're doing, or to help, or to.
I totally agree. One of my mentors, he says, you don't need more money, you need a better strategy. And I think the point you touched upon, to have an idea that touches the minds and hearts of other people. That is what actually moves human beings, and then, well, if they happen to have money, then it also moves their money, but it first needs to move their minds and speak to their hearts.
So I do agree with that.
Very, very powerful. Now, what is your plan for the future? How do you want to roll out JokkoSanté?
This is a big question. So now JokkoSanté is running. So we have, many partners. So people are benefiting from it. So in 2015, so on February 24th, so when we launched the project in Passy, so I told my wife that now I'm done. I said now my mission is accomplished, because I had an idea. Now it is in life, but it is not my job. So to help to manage the health for people. So it is the job of the Ministry of Health. Now, if the things must go everywhere in Senegal or even everywhere in Africa, so it is not my job. Even if it is not done, I think that my mission is accomplished, because now I have shown evidence to people that this can happen, and you can do it by this way. but I don't have enough money, enough strength, so to bring it all over the world. And what you're asking now is very interesting, because now many organizations has private organizations, so investors, so the pharma companies now. I'm speaking, so I have a very interesting exchanges with a big pharma companies, because they want to use the app, so to use it in English speaking countries and so and so. So people are trying to help me, or even to invest in the startup. But maybe our strategy is not really aligned. I don't know, because you can see that people that just want to invest to have money, so they are just asking you for your business plan. So how many money do you need? Where can I invest? Where can I get my money back? And so and so. And you have pharma companies maybe that wanna see what we are doing, and also try to get the best from it. I don't know. And you have also the governments, local authorities, maybe that just want to have a political benefit. Maybe what I'm saying is not very good, but that's true. People, they want to partner with you because they just want to shine. And all that to say that maybe I don't know what I want. You see, I had a dream, and I had a dream, and there are a number. So the WHO, they were saying that there are 100 million people that are falling under the poverty line every year, so due to health expenses. And maybe, so my only goal is to try to reduce these numbers, and to see more people get have access to good medicines, and so. Maybe also to have maybe enough money to feed my family, because now I have left my job. Maybe I will need to have some revenue from it, so to keep living my dream. But so officially, what we are saying, so we want by 2050, so to have 50 million people to benefit from our app, and we want to be, at least in all countries in Africa. And maybe it won't be JokkoSanté. I mean, so if even some other startup or some other companies can just use our idea, so to use it and to bring it in life in other country, so I will be happy. Because I must say something. Maybe I have forgotten to say it. So before I went to see my boss at Sonatel at Orange, so my first meeting, it was in the local bureau of the WHO. So I went there. So it is in Gor Almadi, and I told them that I have an idea. So it is in a PowerPoint, and I want to give you for free, and you will use it everywhere you want in the world. But just do it. And they told me that no. So if you have this idea, so it is your job and your responsibility, so to make it a project, but it is not ours, because we are an international organization, so we don't have teams to bring this kind of project into life. But if you do it, maybe we can support. So meaning that, so I go back to my initial idea. My initial ideal is that just do it.
Oh, I love that. So you were like, okay, no, please do this. I have a job. No, you guys do it.
Well,
you guys do it. And they're like, no, you have to do it. And then you're like, okay,
I will.
If that is what life wants of me,
Okay, I will do it.
Maybe one thing that I find interesting. So, and this is also, I think, important to point out for the listeners. JokkoSanté is a social enterprise. It is not a charity. So could you just share one or two sentences about the business model behind JokkoSanté?
Okay, so So the business model is very simple. So as I stated previously, so we take 5% from the fundings from the NGO and the private companies, and for the points, so that are sent from the immigrants. So we just take 1%, and yeah, that's it.
You are lowering the cost of the actual medicine for people. You're cutting out all the logistics costs, and yet you are thinking about how can this business become financially sustainable and independent of the agenda of other people, so that it can keep delivering its service. Because you rightly said, there could be many other interests that very, very powerful. I have one more question for you. What would be your advice to young people in Africa, in Senegal today?
Wow. So the entrepreneurship journey in Senegal or in Africa, maybe in Africa, but I would say in Senegal, so is very long, it's very tough, and I used to share my story about it, with the young people, and I'm about writing an article, not a book, but a short article. So I'm planning to do it since now. I don't know, 2017. I don't know, but I'm not doing it. But what is interesting? So from my personal story. So now I am. I don't know how to say it in English. So I'm a runner. Really? So I run 10 kilometers every 2 days. So I run a lot. And what I have experienced that now, since I'm running, if I have a project, I do it. And I'm trying to write an article, so to see if there is a parallelism with running and entrepreneurship in Senegal or in Africa. And I must say that I have found many links, and I used to share it orally with young people, but maybe one day I write it down. But what I say to people that when you start running, so you have your bottle of water. So it is a weight. So maybe it can prevent you from running first. So maybe you'll be hard. So I don't know how to say it in English. So but it is a weight, and you wanna run, but every 1 kilometer. So you will open it and drink it and drink some water. And as you are running, so the bottle is being empty now, and even so it will be now light. And what I say to young people is that when you start, so you just put all the negative peoples, all the problems in a bottle, and now be sure that so this bottle will help you to go far. So maybe at the beginning, so you will find has an obstacle, but at the contrary, so it will help you to go far. Meaning that if you encounter at the beginning many problems, don't stop. But you use those problems so has water to drink on your way, so that you can go far. So and it is just one example, but I have found many links between running and entrepreneurship in Africa, because so you can run and see that people come and pass you, and you can feel sometimes that that the people they are ahead and you are behind. But 1 hour later, those people are now behind you, and now you are ahead. And really, I have learned many things from it. Many things. Maybe my English is not very good, so to explain it, maybe I will write something. I send it to you, but I have learned many things from my learning, and that's why now I know that no one can stop me because I have so many the resources. Even sometimes, you know, I have a big problem with JokkoSanté, but I think that it's okay. Maybe in 2 days, in 1 week, things will be fine, and I will, yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. In English, it is not very good. But if it was in French, so you will upload. I'm sure because some people say we say wow. But sorry, my English is not so good.
I'm even applauding now. I think the lessons that you point out, what I heard is, you know, treat the problems that you have at the beginning of your entrepreneurial journey like a heavy bottle that you take on your run, and let every zip of these problems strengthen you to go further. Let them be your learnings that, you know, make you who you have to become to get further.
You get me right.